The first question we have is, Assalamu alaikum, Shaykhna. May Allah
Alaikum
reward you
assalam.
abundantly for these sessions. If the person in question is a blood sibling, so this is on the treatise on manners of spiritual journey. If the person in question is a blood sibling, he has major problems and seems not to get out of his vicious cycle. He seems very nice, kind when around family, but does bad things. I think he has problems to deal with his weaknesses, and he is even able to he's not able to follow through. As a sibling, this sometimes becomes difficult to bear and support. However much we try, what is our responsibility in this regard?
We had as maybe the person who asked the question remembers this issue that when our friend gets into some troubles, like we had the example of someone falling in love where it was not appropriate and almost lost understanding and consciousness, but his friend didn't forget him, prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, worked hard and remained kind and available to his friend so that the friend can come out of it. So with your blood brother or sister or sibling, the same. When they have issues, we should not forget them. First, we have to make sure that we are not affected. If they have some bad traits of character, we should immunize ourselves. But also we cannot stop all our relations. But we cannot also do mu'jiza. Allah doesn't expect us to do miracles. What you can do with patience, with taking time, without rushing, without overwhelming yourself, what you can do with kindness, with love, with dua, you offer. But immunize yourself, look after your mental health, spirituality, but still there is an area that you can help, you can be available. And these people should know that someone is there for them, someone cares for them, someone is concerned for them. This is what I understand.
Thank you, Maulana. For the second question, it was as of from last webinar in regards to gossiping.
Yes.
And the question is, what do we do when people gossip about you, as in about themselves, or someone gossiping about like me? So what should I do?
First of all, we shouldn't try to find out who is gossiping about me. Because sometimes people, they keep checking, asking, and no, we shouldn't try to find out who is gossiping. Secondly, if someone tells me, I shouldn't encourage them. I should actually discourage them. So no, please don't tell me this. Maybe you misunderstood, something like this. Of course, there can be exceptions, but generally speaking. So we don't try to find out. We don't encourage people to inform us. But after all this, maybe you are now sure someone who has gossiped. So I think you do two things. One, you try to see, is there any way you can improve? Maybe that person gossiped me because I had a problem, either all the problem or part of the problem. Something, of course, very difficult is what I'm telling you about Ayatollah Ansari Hamadani. He had a student that he had helped, he had, really supported, he had rights over his student. But unfortunately, this student was sometimes getting affected by others or rumors, and he was going and talking against Ayatollah Ansari Hamadani. Then after some time he regrets, he goes to Ayatollah Hamadani and asks for forgiveness. Again he does this. This continued for 17 or 19, I think for 17 times this continued. And someone told Agha that this person has talked against you on member or something public. Still after 17 times Agha said, I have not acted properly. I have not done things between us properly. And when for the 17th time he said this, then a new horizon was opened to him, and many of the new things he understood were at that time. That for 17 times he didn't say anything about this ungrateful and this impolite student. So it's very difficult, but it's possible. Even, I think it was Ayatollah, the late Ayatollah al-Uzma Milani, Sayyid Hadi Milani, that when some people talked against him and they told Agha said, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was him, that yes, they are right. So, if someone gossips us, first we try to see if there is any shortcoming on my side, any problem, I try to remove. If there is nothing there, still there is no reason to get angry. We pray for that person. We try to clarify if we meet without, of course, saying that I heard you did this, to me, you did this to me, etc. Praying for them is very important. So we have to be in control of our reactions, our anger. Unfortunately, sometimes what we do when we hear, first of all, we quickly accept whatever people say, that this person, that person gossiped, we quickly accept. We quickly, judge. And then we may start also gossiping them or attacking them, or sometimes even going further. He said something small, we may add to it. So we lose a lot. We used to be mazloom, and now we have become zalim. When he gossiped us, we were mazloom. And Allah supports mazloom. But now we are zalim. So we lost Allah's support and we turned Allah into our enemy. So we have to be very careful. So no one should gossip. But even if you hear people gossip you, try not to let this affect you too much, and not to let this to make you do things or say things which you will later regret in dunya or akhirah.
Hassan, thank you, Maulana.
Yeah.
We still have questions. Do you have time for 4 more questions?
We can have, yes, one more question, inshallah.
Inshallah. The next question is also about the treatise on the manners of spiritual journey. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
I have 2 friends who don't really like each other. If I tried to make them friends together, I have tried, but it didn't work. What should I do now? The person is also referencing a quote from Imam Ali alayhi salam. Do not develop friendship with the enemy of your friend who will turn into an enemy. Something like this. They don't have the source. Then they also say that it is very difficult to be that kind of friend, but in this friendship, your family is included, or the friend is someone other than your blood relation.
Yeah. Not to make friendship with enemy of a friend is when I have already a friend, there's a stranger who is enemy of my friend, and then I start friendship with that enemy. Okay? This person is a stranger to me. He was not my friend or relative before. He was just The only thing I knew about him was he was enemy of my friend. Now, for some reason, not necessarily to annoy my friend, but for some benefit that I'm going to get, I make friendship with this person. So this is what we should avoid. Unless there is a greater reason for this. Because sometimes, maybe my friend was not wise in enmity with this person. This person maybe was innocent, or maybe this person is someone that, for the sake of community or humanity, we have to reduce his harm with friendship. There are lots of other extra factors to observe. But basically, everything being equal, I should not befriend someone that has already shown enmity to my friend. But sometimes I have two friends, or two relatives, or one friend and one relative. They're both in already good relation with me, but they have become now enemies of each other. Or they have boycotted each other, not enemies, but boycotted each other. What should I do? Certainly I shouldn't stop my relation with one of them for the sake of pleasing the other. They are already both my friends or my relatives. I should keep my relation and try to bring them closer, to reconcile. Islahu dhatil bayn, which is better than 1 year of prayer and fasting. Amir al-Mu'minin said, I heard from the Prophet that this is better than afdalu man ammat as-salata was-siyam. If amma is 1 year, if not it's amma and not amma, not all prayer and fasting. So you keep your relation with both friends that you have and try to bring them closer to each other, not by rushing, not by pressurizing too much, but gently, but continuously you try to bring them closer to each other, or at least make sure that it doesn't become worse.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah.
Ahsantum.
Recording stopped.
So